you're on rooftops and you hit a rooftop. Boom, one of those birds comes out. And it does this thing. It'll open its wings. It'll open its wings. And there's infinity symbols right here. And they come off the wing, right? And they shoot at you. All of them. And they track. And so boom. Birds equal bad. AKA birds are the problem with gaming. Here I've got, I think, 10 experiences in which birds have like harmed my experience in a game or something. Now I'm a level with you right here, right? About halfway through, we start pushing the limit to what's a bird. But I mean, we'll get to that. First up, right? This is where it all started, right? This is where it all started. Risk of Rain 2 is a game called a roguelike. That means you do runs and every single time something's different, right? And to learn a game like that, right? It's trial and error. So when you do a trial and the error comes from the same flying blind bird every time, you start to grow resentment and hatred towards that certain enemy. I don't have no problem with these now, but when I first got Risk of Rain 2 all those years ago, I can guarantee to you for about 3 months there was nothing in this world that I hated more than these little fucks right here. These little, oh my goodness, because you know what it is. Listen, come here. You know what it is? It's because they fly, obviously, right? And what they do is if you get close to them, they fly. And then they back up and they fly away. And then they just throw like, what's the best word for it? Rings. They just throw rings at you. Just shoo, 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 and burst the threes. And next up we got every single bird in Silk Song. Listen. Silk Song was a great game, right? And about, I don't know, I want to say 40% of the way through the game, right? You get to this area and it's got these birds, the fat one, the skinny one, the small one, and these two are the same. And so the problem with these birds, first off, this one, the fat one throws these little, you see these little, right? In 3 of them at the same time in an array that is extremely hard to dodge. And then this one right here, he's got a pin, right? And then he'll flap. And you know, in the Silk Song, something Silk Song likes to do is it likes to throw you into these 1 versus 50. It likes to throw you in these 1v50s, right? And there was one with these birds, and the shit is annoying, bro. And then a weird flight. You see the world flight pattern. These things, instead of like, come here, a normal bird, right, would like glide or would like flap and fly normally upwards. These things, right, they flap, and then because they're so fat, they drop quickly. And then so they flap again, and they're just going up and down, up and down, up and down. And then in the middle of that up and down, it's an attack. So you miss them because they're going up and down and 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 up and down. And then you get hit. Guess what? That's 2 points of damage. That's 2 points of damage. And then there's 3 of them all up in a tiny little room. And then Moorwing, when I first played the game, right? Moorwing, what he does is he got this shitty ass attack. You see these blades on his feet. What he'll do is he'll flap up, right? And he'll go upside down. And he'll shoot out 2 spinning razor blades from both sides. And what they do, right? It took me a minute to figure this out. But they go around in a circle around him, hit the floor, scrape the floor, and then shoot back up. So you think they're going to go around, scrape the floor, and go like on the floor so you can jump them. But you can't jump them because they shoot back up. Next slide. Okay, listen. Elden Ring is the worst with this. There's 3 Elden Ring slides. Lock in. First off, we got these shitty ass Kale birds, bro. These things are popular for being demons. Literal demons, when I tell you this. First off, they're huge, right? They're ginormous, they're scary, and they're ugly. They do a shit ton of damage, and they have this attack, right? Where they just sort of peck at you. And that shit got the biggest hitbox in all of Elden Ring. Yo. And they're so hard to run away from, because for some reason they're quick. And then what's even worse is they'll jump you with them Kale dogs, and when you're getting Eiffel Towered, the Kale dogs is hitting you from the back, and these and then don't even get me started on these fucking eagle motherfuckers right here. Who decided to take away the talons and put swords? And then they made variants of them where instead of they gave birds swords for talons. And then they said that's not enough, so they made variants of that bird and put explosives on its feet that it throws. Next slide. Oh, yeah, I forgot we're still on Elden Ring. We'll get to these ones. These motherfuckers right here, right? In the final area, you're in the final area, right? And all this motherfucker right here does is start levitating and throwing an array of feathers at you. I mean, and then since he's got the two swords, he's got an annoying ass curved sword moveset. But he's gonna get a pass. I'm gonna let it pass. Just this one time, because the counterpart, this motherfucker down here, is the worst thing FromSoft has ever made. Potentially, them DS3 dogs, something else. But yo, these birds right here, there's a section on the way to the final boss, right? And what happens is, come here. So basically, you run up. Let me see if I can remember this correctly. You run up some stairs, jump out a window, run to the right, and then from there, you're on rooftops. And you hit a rooftop. Boom, one of those birds comes out, and it does this thing. It'll open its wings. It'll open its wings, and there's infinity symbols right here, and they come off the wing, right? And they shoot at you, all of them, and they track, and they're difficult to dodge, right? They all do this consistently, and then they have this attack where they jump. And then they sort of fly over you while clawing you, right? And then guess what? You go on the rooftop, and there's 3 of them. You're running to the Grace for the final boss in the DLC, and there's 3 of them. So you deal with all that, and then guess what? It's promised Consort Radahn. And pre-nerf, he was hitting that double slash. You had 0.3 frames to dodge it. Ooh, don't get me started on. Okay, I gotta keep my blood pressure low. Next slide. Oh god. Well, they really had a fun time with Elden Ring, huh? These motherfuckers right here, dead ass. Like genuinely, when I say this. There's not like a worse enemy that I've encountered. Potentially. Right? I can't think of anything worse. These things, luckily, they only spawn at nighttime, right? What they are, right, is they're birds, but they're like dead birds, right? And they have this torso. Look at this torso. This torso, right, is the longest. I should probably move myself. Yep. Look. This torso. Look at this torso. This torso is the longest shit in the history of history, right? And so, guess what that makes? That means they can fly. That basically what they do. This attack is so annoying. They fly. And then they extend their torso like a fucking slinky. And the shit attacks you from there. Not to mention, they have like a weak spot in between their legs, right? And you can just hit them from there and most of their stuff doesn't hit you. They gave them a fucking attack. Where they have 2 attacks where you can get hit right there, right? They have the one where they just explode everything in the vicinity. And then they have the one where they jump back and they peck down there. God forbid those aren't the only 2 attacks you have to worry about. There is one, the Mountaintop of the Giants, late game area in base game Elden Ring. Right? And there's one you can fight there. When I tell you, oh, you want to know something even worse? Holy fuck, come here. They use something called, fuck, I forget the name, but it's a fire. It's supposed to be death fire. So it gives you freeze. And they use a weapon called the Death's Poker. And what this weapon does is you point it out and it gives you, like, you gotta do a blast or like a ray of the freeze fire shit, right? They use this move more often than I blink. I swear on my soul. And the whole bird's anatomy don't make sense. I done already touched up on that. And they do so much damage and they tank so much damage. They should not have the poise they have. And as you can see right there, made me break my mic stand. My mic stand right now is crooked. This one right here is crooked because I was fighting this and I got angry. And it took over me. It was like since I lost, the bird took control. It took control of my body. And I swung. Next up we got, yeah, this one's coming from a place of hurt. Oh shit. I gotta move back. Yeah. I mean, this is coming from a place of devastation. I'm gonna be so honest. So, let's talk about this one up here. This up here is it's an enemy in Hollow Knight, and it's usually in dark places. And what it does is it opens up and it flies at you, and the second it makes contact with you, your weapon, a wall, or the floor, it will explode in the biggest blast since the last nuke was dropped. And they're quick as shit. I mean, dog. You'll see the light and then pew, they on you. And guess what? Two hits of damage. But again, I'm gonna let it slide because the Primal Aspid is the dumbest shit of all time. I can't even explain to you what. I'm gonna try though. The Primal Aspid. It's called Primal Aspid because it's different than the normal Aspid, which is an early game enemy. This is a late game enemy anyways. It flies. And in Hollow Knight specifically, flying enemies are a bitch because they just sort of float away. And so you got to get up and at them. And if you're fighting something else, it just... And what it does is it shoots 3 things, sort of like this. Like, say my hand is the Primal Aspid. It would fly, and this the player. Say this the player, right? Shoo, shoo, shoo. And the Primal Aspid flying over here. Shoo, shoo. And it will shoot 3 things. Now, these 3 are projectiles. Right? And they running at you. It don't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you go. One of these projectiles is gonna hit you. I have dodged a Primal Aspid twice in my lifetime. I've been hit by the projectile around 80 times. That's probably a real stat. That's probably a real stat. When I tell you, before I fight 10 of these and not take damage, I'd rather no hit all of Elden Ring. Before I fight, because fighting 10 of these and not taking damage, let's see, that's right up there with, I don't know, me having a big dick. Like, let's just think of impossible things to say, since we're on that track, you know what I'm saying? The Primal Aspid, if you take one thing from this video today, let it be that the Primal Aspid is the biggest anomaly in all of gaming. Because it's not supposed to be that bad. It's not supposed to be that bad at all. But it is. Next up, we got the bats in Terraria. See, so this is kind of what I meant by getting a bit far away from birds. But it gets worse. Yep, and I'm a dumbass. Yep, I'm a bird. Tweet, tweet. Anyways, The bats in Terraria are bullshit. Listen, these bats underground, they are everywhere. They're everywhere. And what happens when the bat hits you, right? It gives you something called confusion. Come here again. Confusion, like you might have guessed, swaps your controls from left to right. So when you're first playing this game, you're in a dark cavern. You're in a dark cavern getting hit for 50 damage, not knowing what's hitting you. And then you can't even control. You know what's worse? You'll be running from something. You'll be running from something. And a bat will come in and nick you once. It don't even matter the damage it does at that point. Because then you holding down the left stick to the right. And then the bat hits you. Now you're running into the enemy. Ooh, ooh, dead. Ooh, ooh, dead. Ooh, ooh, dead. And look at this picture. Why the fuck are there this many bats? The normal bat, hollow bat, ice bat, hell bat, which these motherfuckers are. I don't even know what these are. The vampire bat, and then there's the giant bat in there. There's the wolf bat from the jungle. There's the bat. That's a weapon though. But yeah, I mean, bro, the bats. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what a, right? Like, in God of War, right? There's a place, or I guess in mythology, because it doesn't originate on anyway. A place called Alfheim, right? And there are elves. They all got wings. Most of them got wings, so that's why they're here. And the problem isn't that they fly. Well, for most of them, the problem is that these dark elves right here, are the most nimble motherfuckers you'll ever meet. You could catch up to Usain Bolt before you caught one of these dark elves. And guess what happens? They'll dash across your screen from here to there. They'll dash. And then they'll dash right to you, hit you. Guess what? Now you're blind. Now you're blind. And you wouldn't know what's worse. The reason it says fuck Atreus right there is because Atreus is your biggest counter to him. So if Atreus isn't killing him, you've got to fight him yourself. Blind. You're blind. I'm also very scared of losing my eyesight in the dark, so maybe that's why they're up here. But yeah. This is kind of a reach, right? I remembered he had the wing, and I put his ass up here. Sephiroth, when he first came out on Smash Ultimate, I would see his ass in my nightmares. Because my friend mained his ass quick. And he's got that long ass sword, and he's got that down air, and his up B, right? Some bullshit right there. I've died to that shit 15-20 times. And his normal special, the reason it says market as special is because you hold that shit for about 3 years, and then you let off, and it's a nuke. But yeah, this is like some personal kid trauma here. He doesn't really anger me that much. That's a lie. If I, like, fuck Sephiroth, to be honest. But I don't know his character, though, right? But the moveset they gave his ass in Smash Ultimate, yeah. My Mario could not keep up. And you know what? You know what it really was? Come here. My favorite thing about Smash Bros. Or any game like that is spiking people. That's my favorite thing, right? Point of no return. Right? You can't do that with Sephiroth because his fucking up B suspends him in the air and then launches him wherever he wants to go while there's 1,000 slashes going on around him. You can't hit him. I thought I was over that trauma. And next up we've got, I think last, but certainly not least, listen, bro. Listen, Rocket League. I don't know if I'll ever play Rocket League 1s on stream because I don't think I want nobody to see me like that. Because if some people in Rocket League are destined to win, in a certain match they are destined to win, everything will go their way. And when that happens, I just, like, if I had the opportunity, everything in this life would be gone. It'd all be gone. Everything just turned to ash. When that shit happens, it'd all be gone. Listen, the Smurf I played last night was something else, yo. He was, listen, I'm plat 3 in ones, right? And I'm like a champ, a high diamond, low champ caliber player. Everybody knows ones, there's a buffer because in ones, rank is right. And I'm playing this guy, and you want to know how I know he's a Smurf, right? There's telltale signs people are smurfing. This guy had all 3 of them. 1, no cosmetics, right? 2, shit ton of aerials. And 3, super fast. If they're beating me to everything, right, they're probably above our caliber. Plus the other 2, probably above the caliber we're playing at here. When I tell you this motherfucker would beat me at everything, had the basic banner, and his ass was hitting pop reset double taps on my forehead. What the fuck do you want me to do? And I was sitting in that goal, and I was looking at him. I was looking up like this. It was like I was looking at fucking Shaq. It's like I was in the paint looking at Shaq, and I know there's nothing I can really do, so I'm just gonna sit here and hope coach don't notice that he's bending me over a table. That's exactly what's happening. He's doing a flip reset, and he's popping it into the air, doing another one, and bouncing off the thing. That's the same thing as when Shaq throws it off the backboard and puts his nuts in your face and puts it right in the net. So I can only imagine how basketball players felt when Shaq was like 22. Just bullshitting out there, putting down the rims and shit. But bro, I mean, that shit was, I mean... But yeah, man, fuck birds, man. That's really, that's what I had to say, you know. I feel like if I feel like I'm gonna dominate these birds one day, and with my bird army, I will aura farm. I'll let you know when that happens.